welcome in to the PHNX Suns podcast, brought to you by the Draftkings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Lindsey, that's Espo, and that's Gerald. Gentlemen, how are you doing on this fine Thursday afternoon?
Good. I got a little sleep after a late game and looking forward to another one tomorrow night. So.
Yeah.
I'm doing great. I didn't get any sleep, but it's Batman Day, so who needs sleep?
Well, mine's tomorrow. So
Is the movie released today?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. You guys are so excited.
We
like
are.
kids in a candy show.
I've got a T-shirt with the new Batman logo I'm wearing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I bought the tickets super early. I'm going in IMAX. I'm showing up to work late. I told Saul 2 months ago that I was showing up to work late. So yeah, I'm all in. All
I
right?
mean, Gerald's got you beat, though, by like, what, 16 hours or so?
I tried to go to the advanced screening like on Monday and couldn't get tickets. So, you got to do what you got to do.
You guys are committed.
I got my tickets 2 days ago. And it's because the theater right here at the AMC downtown is hardly ever crowded. So I got them. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Okay, real quick, I'm just curious. What's your go-to snack at movie theaters? Do you buy your snacks there? Do you sneak them in? How do you approach this?
You got to buy it there. You got to support your theaters, all right?
Okay.
That's what you got to do. And I go buy Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids.
You got to go Sour Patch Kids unless they got the fancy sugar nut things that they have at the Harkins theaters. Then you got to do it.
I was going to say something, but apparently my mic is not.
We're working on
functioning.
it. So until Gerald,
Well,
good.
Are we good?
I actually requested that your mic wasn't turned
Oh, okay.
on, so
He's mad that I'm seeing the
yes,
Batman before him.
exactly. I did not want anything ruined since you get to see it before me. I know you haven't seen it yet, but I
yeah.
still don't want it ruined. So
Yeah, I mean, mine's just I'm basic. The buttery popcorn, I'm good with that. And an icy. Those are my go-tos
Mm,
since
what
childhood.
kind of
Good.
icy?
Yeah.
Probably the blue one.
Get out! It's Coke, and that's the only answer.
It's
Oh,
Coke
I
and
don't-
cherry mix.
Oh, I don't like
you
the
get a
Coke
cherry.
one.
That's the correct answer.
Oh, I don't like I
You
like
could
the
do
cherry
blue
or
and
the
cherry.
blue.
You could do blue and cherry mix. It's always mixed, though. You
Oh,
can't just
okay.
have a solo flavored icy.
Yeah, if you're gonna go solo flavored, blue raspberry is a good call.
Yeah.
But I still like the Coke better. That was rude. I'm still just angry that you get to go.
I'm
before
very
me.
basic. I'm sorry.
I'm fine with you being basic. There's no shame in your game. all
I
right?
still low-key enjoy sneaking snacks into the movie theater because it's just like it's nostalgic from when we were kids. You know what I mean? Like everybody has a story as a kid of sneaking in M&Ms into the movie theater and feeling like you're gonna get caught and get in a lot of trouble.
I just feel guilty. That'd be like stealing a movie from Blockbuster like 8 years ago because they're on the verge of dying these theaters.
The petty thrill of killing a business.
To be fair-
Slowly murdering AMC is exciting to me.
To be fair, this was like maybe 7 years ago at this point. I feel like I've
Yeah.
seen maybe 2 movies in theater in the last 7 years. So
It's
I'm not
amazing
that
we're all
kind of a
still
person.
friends, isn't it?
You're- I don't. It's like she's from another planet than us, Gerald,
It really is.
which is probably good for her. I mean, but
it's just I understand the idea behind it, and I'm all for it. It's just such a commitment for me, and it's hard to commit to
to
like
sit in
a
a chair
commitment?
and watch a movie?
yeah, because you got to go there.
you got to show up somewhere at a specific time.
You
I think it's the
do.
commitment.
You have to
here.
be not even on time. You have to be early in order to
Mhm.
get your snacks and settled in and all the things. Because I still always buy a drink and popcorn,
Okay.
so I still always do
All
that.
right, then
It's
fine.
more like the M&Ms that I take in on the side because paying $6 for a thing of M&Ms just hurts my soul.
No, that's too much. It's
Paying
excessive.
$6 for some popcorn, okay, deal. I got you.
Back when I had no kids, I would go see. Oh, as if I have multiple. I have one. Back when there was no child in my life, I would go to 3 movies in a weekend sometimes.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
impressive.
before I got myself, well, not hitched, but before I found somebody, I would go to the movies by myself, and that was
Gerald,
my
do we
Sunday,
need
and I
to-
would love that.
Do we need to be told something?
No,
Were we
no,
not invited
no,
somewhere?
No,
All right,
everyone
all right,
calm
good
down.
enough.
I know. Did you
Good
have
enough.
a secret wedding and not
Yeah.
tell anybody?
Everyone, Pump the brakes.
The girth may be available at some point still in the buyout market. So.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm excited for you guys. Good luck with that whole movie thing. I hope you enjoy it and are not let down at all.
I'm excited because based on her, I haven't seen a movie in 7 years. This snake draft should be much.
This is going to be
I
fascinating.
still watch
I'm
them
so
at
excited.
home, but then it allows
okay.
you the opportunity to, like, if you got to pause and go refill your snack bowl or something, you can do that. If you just need, like, to get up and move around to get the blood flowing again or whatever. It's just easier. Anyway.
By the way, if you do get hitched, does she have to take the girth name or is that?
Oh boy.
Bless her heart.
I mean, till girth do us part.
Look at Gerald embracing it. All right. Proceed, Lindsey.
All right. We're going to get into a little bit of Suns talk here. The Phoenix Suns had practice today after their game against the Trailblazers last night, which they won by a mile. But let's share some updates from today's practice. So, Gerald, you got to talk with Monty Williams. I know he mentioned some things about campaign and Jay Crowder. Share your insight with us.
Yeah, I mean, just briefly, we had asked about Campaign's return last night, obviously, because it was a big storyline. He comes back, he dishes a season-high 8 assists, and he didn't shoot the ball well. I think it was 2 for 8, but it was clear how much having kind of more of a traditional ball handler and facilitator helped out. Not that the point book lineups were bad, but Payne, the offense just looked more composed. And if you look at DeAndre Ayton's shot chart last night versus the first 3 games out of the break with Devin Booker running the point, he was getting a lot of his shots around the basket instead of that mid-range, which he's very effective in the mid-range. But when you can get DeAndre Ayton the ball around the basket, that's automatic pretty much 90% of the time. So that was a big thing. And I think one of the key things that Campaign talked about last night was, you know, while you're out, you have a chance to take a step back and look at things from a different perspective. And in talking with Chris Paul was saying you don't have to go 100 miles per hour all the time. Like sometimes you can bring it down to 50. And I think that's kind of what we saw some of last night. And Monty agreed when we asked him about it in practice. He was saying, you know, it's one of those things where he is getting better at finding guys on what he calls the second side, you know, driving paint to great. That's what they love to do in this offense. So that's kind of what we saw from Campaign last night, and he did a really nice job of it, despite being a little bit rusty, having not played in about a month. So that was pretty promising.
Any concerns with his shooting, or is it just that rust, you think?
I think it's just the rust. You know, I mean, and Campaign is not having the best shooting season. We've talked about this before. His numbers were starting to, you know, tick back to where they were last year before he got hurt. So it was unfortunate timing there. But if he can find a way to kind of pick up where he left off before he got hurt, that'd be huge because he was shooting the ball better over the last 10 or 15 games before that.
Right. And then Jay Crowder was also brought up.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Jay Crowder appreciation day just because of his defense. You know, one of the things that flew under the radar last night was I think he had 5 steals, which was either a season high or a career high. And that's a guy who's been playing in the league for a really long time. So for him to be able to do that so quietly and just be such a key cog on this team, you know, and the playmaking on top of that, you talk about how important it is for this Suns team to move the ball, share the ball, with Devin Booker and Chris Paul out. Crowder, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, they all, you know, distribute the ball really well. And a lot of those guys were finding players on the second side. They were finding DA in the paint when they penetrated. It was just really good ball movement last night. So Jay Crowder is a big part of that, and just the way he's been able to add a floater at this stage of his game. He said he's always had it in his bag, but, you know, we're actually getting to see it now in year, like 9 or 10 of his career. So pretty impressive what he's doing at this late stage, because it is important for guys who have that athleticism to keep building on their games as they get older, because you're not always going to be the fastest guy who can get to the rim. And the way he's been able to build on his game has been huge for this team.
You bring up the steals. I've been impressed since Chris Paul has went out, since they come back from the All-Star break, how the guys have actually stepped up. I mean, obviously Chris Paul having a fantastic year when it comes to steals, but Devin had a season high one game. You see Jay have it. Mikal and Cam obviously step up on that side of the ball too. I've been very impressed with the team's ability to continue to play quality defense without, in particular, Chris Paul so far.
Yeah, and that was a key area of concern for them after especially the last 2 games where they gave up think 117 to the Pelicans, 118 to the Jazz. Their third quarter defense was a big area of concern. We talked about that. Monty mentioned it multiple times. They gave up 38 in one third quarter, 42 in another. Last night it was only 20. So they really honed in on that. They were a lot better about not having what Monty called my bads, because they were saying, the last two games, there's been a lot of my bads, and we need to just cut that out. No matter who's on the floor, we're better than this defensively. They showed it against an admittedly depleted Blazers team, but the defense was still really good, especially the way that they honed in on Simons. He scored 11 points in the first 6 or 7 minutes of the first quarter. I don't think he scored the rest of the night. They did a really good job trapping, getting it out of his hands, and kind of taking away the Blazers' one threat to make it an actual game.
Yeah, I feel like when you look at it, you got to call the Blazers strategically lacking. I mean, that's very much they're attempting to do this, which we're familiar with here in the Valley.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that Monty kind of mentioned today that we'll touch on is we've seen the clips pregame, all the shenanigans that this team likes to participate in, whether it's, doing silly stuff in the hallway before coming out onto the court, or whether it's being mid-court, singing into what looks like a broom and dancing with each other. I think we actually have a clip of that we can show you guys as well. But all these fun kind of pregame shenanigans that kind of get these guys pumped up and that we get to enjoy on our side of things. But Gerald, I know you were interested to get Monty's thoughts on this whole situation. How did he kind of respond to that question?
Yeah, I mean, look, we all see the pregame shenanigans, and I post a lot of them myself too, because their pregame stuff in the hallways when they're getting ready to come out for start or for warm-ups are hilarious, and they go on for 2 to 3 minutes. And then you've got Mikal and DA dancing around singing, and Campaign was back, and obviously anyone who's been to a Suns game watches Campaign dancing around all the time in pregame warm-ups, and it's hilarious. These guys are putting on a show. They're doing a performance right now. Mikal,
this is better than halftime performances sometimes.
It is, and it's hilarious because they love playing basketball, and there's just this joy that they have to be able to hang out with each other, dance around to these songs, and then go out and whoop a team's ass by 30 points. That's just who they are. But I did ask Monty about it because it had sort of come up as far as, Campaign having that juice, that energy, and especially in pregame. So I asked him, is that unique, this joy that this team is playing with? And he had some interesting thoughts, if we could cue that one up.
Yeah, there's joy and then there's goofiness, and we have to be careful of that. And I want to choose my words wisely, but I don't want anybody to mistaken that for our guys not being serious and working. And I've seen some of that, and I think it's something that is good, but it's got to be in its proper place. And I've shared that with, guys before, unfortunately, when you show that kind of stuff, you typically only show 5-6 seconds of it, but nobody shows the guys working. And so you have to be careful on what you want displayed to the nation. And so, I don't mind it, but I also feel like it has to be contextualized the right way, because it can come off in a weird way at times. We want our guys to have joy. We want them to be excited about coming to the gym, but I think whether it's social media, national media, sometimes we tend to focus on the things that really don't matter. What really is important is what we do on the floor and how hard we work.
So I feel like Monty's kind of right on the money here, because as much fun as it is, and as much as I love to see these guys just, vibing, I think that's what Mikal just tweeted a few minutes ago. We're just vibing. That's all. I also wonder how it looks to other teams who are coming in. These guys are dancing in pregame warm-ups on us before the game. I don't think it comes off as disrespectful in a way, but Monty's right about the nature of just kind of the media and what we do. And that clip that we played earlier kind of went viral this morning. And it's one of those things where you just see the clip. You don't see how hard they work. You don't see the work that they put on top of that. The reason that they're able to have this much fun together is because they're as good as they are and because they work as hard as they do. So I think Monty's kind of right to shine a light on that more so than, this and not letting some 45-second clip sway your opinions and perspective on the team?
Well, if it sways anybody's opinion or perspective, they're not watching
Exactly.
this team. It's one thing if they did this back in the dark days where you had 10 wins in your first 62, right? Then it looks asinine. It looks like you're just being idiots.
Even then, though, if they were doing this consistently back then, yes. If they were occasionally having some fun, you got to find some way to find joy through the hard times, too.
But then I would get that the narrative would be negative because, oh, look, these guys don't take their job seriously and they're getting their asses kicked. If a team doesn't like it, do something about it on the court. And only 12 times has that happened this year. So I don't really have a problem with it. I understand this goes viral, but the hard work doesn't. But that's just the way the internet works.
Well, and you also have to consider, sports are a form of entertainment.
Yes.
People turn to them to find entertainment within their own lives and joy within their own lives. Those are the type of clips that are going to go viral because people who are in the Phoenix area or slightly connected to the team, but maybe don't have the capacity to be all the way in, quote unquote, diehard fans, they can still take joy out of those type of clips where they may not be able to take as much joy out of something like hard work, quote unquote, because they may not understand it as well.
Well, and we hear people all the time say we want to see these athletes be more human.
Right.
We want to have these natural moments. Well, that was a very human moment when Campaign and Mikal dance or having some fun. It's very human. We all can understand that. We've all had moments of joy where we do that kind of thing, not with thousands of people watching us, but there's a reason that TikTok dances go viral and stuff, not TikTok, I'm working really hard on this essay or, those kind of things. And that's not a knock on Monty. I understand Monty's mindset. He's business. He's trying to make sure these guys stay focused. And we know Monty isn't against fun. Right. It's just he wants to make sure that's still put in perspective.
Well, you're also walking a fine line because, like Gerald said, you can, media perspective wise, somebody could take that clip and spin it in a completely different way than what it actually is in real life. To your point, if somebody isn't watching what the Suns do on a regular basis, they also could take that clip and spin it differently. I think it's more so on us as media and as fans to be able to highlight the hard work just as much as we're highlighting the fun, playful moments, which I do think this fan base, Suns, Twitter, social media does a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, look, I mean, I get it. The national media hasn't shown respect for this team, so it could be a narrative that goes sideways on them. But they've also become very good at not caring what that national media has to say either. So
yeah, and that's kind of why I wanted to ask, because I think how the conversation started was talking about Jay Crowder's floater, and then it transitioned to their floaties celebration when anyone hits a floater. And so then I asked him about the joy this team plays with, and that's when he brought up, there's joy and then there's goofiness. From Monty's perspective, he's all business, so he's gonna want to make sure that they're towing that line between having fun and staying focused. And I think that we've seen that all season from the Suns. I just want to make sure I don't want to create any scarecrow arguments like, oh, this is what people are gonna say. But if you do see people wind up twisting this, if the Suns have a bad stretch or if they come up short this year and people are like, well, that's why, they weren't as focused as they should. No.
Go to battle with them on Twitter. That's the one time I'll give you a pass to just go ham on somebody on social.
Let's be clear. Monty is the Gerald and Lindsey of this show, wanting to make sure that there is some semblance of professionalism, and Saul and I are the guys dancing with some random workout equipment, and and we need both sides of things.
Yes.
You can dance every other game.
You can dance
That's
if you
how it
want
works.
to. You can, never mind.
Right. They're allowed to have fun. They're professional athletes, but they should be enjoying the season that they're having because it's the best one the Suns have ever had.
Yeah, Howie said, work hard, play hard. This team is easy to root for.
Yep.
And there's still kids having fun, which is absolutely something you have to take into consideration. These are 23 to 27-year-old guys. This is their prime time in life to have that kind of goofiness and joyfulness. that just you don't think twice about it, you know?
That's the only time you're
just
supposed to
your
do that
prime.
because
Just your prime.
I'm way out of that
The
prime.
glass
then,
just shattered for Espo.
No,
time,
just
it's time for me not to have any more fun.
no
people.
more fun for you,
I will be
Espo.
very serious and only report the news.
Oh no.
All right. And then the last thing that we'll talk about from practice is Aaron Holiday. You got to talk with him.
Mhm.
I love Aaron Holiday.
Mhm.
Like just the way he talks, the things he says. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders.
He does, and he said some interesting things today because obviously, you know, he didn't play for bad teams before. Like the Wizards are a bad team, but the Pacers teams that he played on early in his career weren't terrible. But he said this team that he's on, it's no contest as far as how unselfish this Suns team is, how they play together, how they move the ball. He's never experienced anything like it. He said that was kind of part of his adjustment process, as much as learning the new plays are, learning new teammates was just getting used to like being ready all the time because of the way that ball moves. So that was kind of cool. I mean, obviously we know this team passes the ball well, they share the ball and they play together. They have that we score mentality, but it's always nice to hear it from someone who's new to the situation and is getting acclimated. You know, he said it's been difficult learning the playbook, but a lot of what's made it so easy for him to fit in is just that cohesion and that togetherness that this Suns team has. And it was also kind of interesting because Campaign, when we asked him about the way they shared the ball, he looked at the stat sheet. He was like, yeah, I think I did a good job. And he was like, ooh, Aaron had 9 assists. That's great. Like, and so we asked Aaron Holiday about that. And he goes, oh, I had 4 turnovers. I didn't feel like I had it going for me at all.
He straight up was like, that was a terrible game.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
I was like, damn, dude. Like, I mean,
I like the drive.
yeah, I do too. And I feel like, you know, last night was kind of the last 2 games he's played in have kind of been a little bit of regression to the mean because those first couple games he was fantastic. But it's really cool that he's that critical of himself and that driven. And that's kind of what makes him such a good fit on this James Jones team.
Well, he's very much like his siblings too. That's a hallmark of the family. So it doesn't come as a surprise that he's that way and that driven. That doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah. I really hope Aaron Holiday sticks around for a little bit to be able to learn more from Chris Paul. I think he has the personality to just be a complete sponge and soak it all in and apply it to his game. I think it'll be really interesting to see over the next couple of years if he remains underneath Chris Paul, how much he can grow and develop.
I'm sure Chris Paul's in his ear constantly right now since he can't play. He's probably in that let's teach mode. So
yeah, absolutely. All right. Anything else from practice you want to mention, Gerald?
No, I don't think so. That was we only got Monty and Aaron Holiday today at practice, so it was a little bit more straightforward.
There was a question in the Discord that I want to ask.
Sure.
Because there was some footage of Dario working out today. If he is healthy at any point, can he come back even though that they got that dispensation for him being injured?
Yeah, the DPE, he should be allowed to come back further on down the line if he does return, but I don't want to hold my breath on that because as much as it's good to see him back on the court, getting up shots again, you know, he did tear his ACL in July. So like,
didn't James Jones also come out publicly and rule him out?
He
for the year?
effectively ruled him out. Yeah.
That was a question. I want to make sure we got it. If on the very off chance he could play. So,
right. So and I would love to see Dario back out there, but just from a like logistical basketball perspective, if he did return, he'd be back for the finals. And I don't know that you throw a guy like that in the final, unless, you know, Giannis is fouling out everybody.
Nader, did you not remember that last playoffs?
But that was, even that though was conference finals. Like this is finals. I don't know. I love
Break
Dario,
glass
but
in case of emergency. All right, yeah, sure.
So technically, to put a bow on it, yes, he could, but very unlikely that he will.
I'd be shocked if he plays a minute for the Suns this season, as much as it hurts me to say.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break because I'm going to tell you about the latest offer from the Draftkings Sportsbook app. So in Covington and Masvidal step into the octagon this Saturday at UFC 272. Draftkings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC, has a knockout offer for new customers. So bet just $1 on the main event and get $100 in free bets no matter what. First round knockout, you get paid. Majority draw, you get paid. Double knockout resulting in a no contest ruling. Yep, you get $100 in free bets. literally no matter what the outcome is. DraftKings is safe, secure, reliable. You can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. So run, hurry, go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Make sure you use the promo code PHNX and then bet just $1 on the UFC 272 main event, and you're going to get $100 in free bets no matter what happens in the fight. Again, that's code PHNX. Just a reminder, that is 21 and older only, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only, minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. All right, gentlemen, second topic of the day. Oh, yeah, you're right. We do have a pick of the week.
You want crazy or you want realistic?
Both.
Both. Oh, we're going to have a double pick of the week.
Oh, no.
Well, then the first one is Detroit Mercy tonight to beat Northern Kentucky by 21 or more.
Okay.
You get plus 2,800 odds. I have no reason to know why they do it, but I like the odds.
Okay.
So I'm taking that. And then this one is actually a little research. DeMar DeRozan you can bet on him at plus 300 to score 34.5. So if he scores 35, you're going to win. And over the last 9 games, he's averaged 35.6 points per game and scored 37 last week against Atlanta, who they're playing tonight. So I like him to score 35 or more.
Okay.
All right.
So there's your pick.
Well, there you have it. 2 DraftKings pick of the week.
And if you trust me, you're crazier than I am. So.
All right. So before we move on to our next topic, let's do some questions from the chat, mainly
Sure.
just one.
Mhm.
We talked about Dario, but now the question is, what about Frank?
Yes. So Frank, I would guess, and this is not official, but I would guess probably a couple weeks away.
Okay.
It seems like he's ramping back up. Maybe not. He's not a full participant in practice. All that we've seen is him shooting after practices. But like the other night, I think was the first time that for pregame warmups, well before the game, he was shooting around out there, getting shots up. The other day in practice, he was shooting with the bigs in just kind of, easy shooting drills. I would guess he's probably a couple weeks away. It'll
Define
probably
a couple weeks. What does that mean to you?
I don't know, probably 3 to 4, maybe. Okay. That's my guess. And we at the lemonade stand, he was there for a little bit talking to me and Kellen, and that was the phrase that he used, a couple weeks. So that's what I'm guessing. That's not anything official or anything from the team.
So you're telling me there's a chance for another Frank Kaminsky 30-point game?
We still have life, ladies and gentlemen, for Espo to not only shave his beard, but get a Frank the Tank tattoo.
Let's go.
He's going to play in that final game where they rest everybody, and he's going to do an Alec Peters.
Alec Peters or Jamal Crawford.
39 points.
We still have hope.
Lose it on the show.
By the way, the lemonade stand sounds like a euphemism. We talked to Frank at the lemonade stand. Oh, really?
It's like a money laundering front.
Yes.
All right. So there's your update on Dario and Frank. Our next topic, we're going to ask the question. Mm-hmm. Is last night's performance sustainable without Devin Booker and Chris Paul?
Yes, on Friday against the Knicks. No against the Bucks and the Bulls. I'm just going to be – I hate to rain on everybody's parade, but you're not going to have a 120-point, 30-point win against the Bucks in Milwaukee with this group. I love this group. They'll play hard. Last night, or what is it, Wednesday night was the best you're going to see out of that group. That was peak what that group can do, and I think they can stay 500 or slightly better without Booker, but they're not running the table without him.
Yeah, I don't know if it's sustainable, in terms of a 30-point win, 32 assists on 40 made field goals. Like, this team can clearly distribute the ball, they can share the ball, and that's going to be key for them as long as Booker is out on top of Chris Paul. But, like he said, Knicks are coming up. That's not a good opponent this year. Mm-hmm. Bucks on Sunday, that one will be challenging, especially because it's an earlier game. It's a day game. But I do think that they're an above 500 team. And I think last night was a good reminder that, like, hey, they haven't had any practice time coming out of the All-Star break. They played 3 games in 4 nights and basically 3.5 because one of them was a matinee game. and they had a back-to-back. They were one of 3 teams that had a back-to-back to start coming out of the All-Star break. And it doesn't sound like much, but when you take a week off from playing basketball at the level that these guys do, that makes a difference in terms of conditioning, game readiness, all of that. So last night they were clearly more prepared, even against a very bad team. I think they practice today, and then they have tomorrow against another bad team, and then they have Saturday in between the Bucks games. So they have a lot more time to prepare. I think they'll be better suited in some of these positions for as long as Booker is out, but hopefully that's not too long to where it's something we have to worry about them being able to sustain it.
You'll be out in Milwaukee, right?
I will. I will be out in Milwaukee and Orlando and Miami.
So look, first off, go to the Safe House when you're in Milwaukee.
The Safe House. Okay.
If you like spy stuff, it's a fun restaurant to go to. But neither
so
here nor there. I went to school in Milwaukee.
Okay.
I know the place, and I know Gerald what he likes, so I think he'll find that place entertaining. So anyways, but look, I think they're fine against the Knicks. They're fine against Orlando. Obviously, Milwaukee, Chicago, difficult. I think they take one of those games though, without Devin Booker. I think this group is
they
scrappy
can do it
enough.
too. Yeah.
With campaign back, I think there's an opportunity here, and I think we get the Landry Shamet game that we've been hoping for out of this. I felt like he showed a little bit more confidence last night.
We're so close.
Ball handling, hit a
close.
few shots. The dam will burst sometime before Devin Booker's back.
We talked about this on the post-game show last night, but Gerald, I want to get your opinion. Like, I'm of the belief that in this kind of interim period where Devin and Chris Paul are out, I think Landry Shamet should just shoot the hell out of the ball to get himself out of his slump, to find his rhythm, to get that confidence back, because I feel like majority of it is mental. And once he, like you said, once that dam breaks and he gets that confidence level and the mental kind of struggle goes out the window, I think it's going to be a completely different situation for him.
Yeah.
I have a hard time envisioning him shooting 34% from 3 and like 37% from the field for an entire season. I really do. He's never been good from inside the arc if you look at his career numbers, but the guy's a 39% career 3-point shooter. Like, it has to happen at some point. It just doesn't make sense. So yes, you're right. I think this is the perfect time to, obviously we've talked about this team needing to experiment, put guys in different roles. Let Landry Shamet's role be shoot 10 to 15 times a game. And I know that sounds fucking crazy, but like, now is the time, because you need to know if you are ever going to break that dam and be able to rely on him in 5-10 minutes off the bench in the playoffs, or if this is a guy you're going to have to work your playoff rotation around. Because right now, Landry Shamet in a playoff series is not a guy you want out there. Even defensively, he tries hard defensively, but he's going to be the guy that other teams target. So you need him to be able to supply something on offense, some floor spacing of some sort. And if he can't get over that hump and get in a groove heading into the playoffs now, he's probably not going to.
So what you're saying is he's going to shoot 50% the final 20 games.
I really hope
for how
so.
poorly he shot earlier.
I really hope so, because it's been Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong all season. Like, at some point, the law of averages has to come back into play.
And like we talked, it's pretty obvious it's weighing on him as well because of that. So it's not lost on him either. So.
Right, absolutely. All right, anything else on this subject?
No, I think it's time for some fun.
Okay, well, before we do that, I just want to let everybody listening know that children 5 and older are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. So the vaccine is the best tool we have to reduce the chances of getting sick with COVID-19. The COVID-19 vaccine can reduce the risk of being hospitalized or dying from the disease. Safe, free, and highly effective COVID-19 vaccines are available throughout Arizona. Visit azhealth.gov/findvaccine for a location near you. We joked about it earlier this week that COVID does seem like it's slowing down, but it's not gone.
No.
We obviously are very aware of that right now with Devin Booker and health and safety protocols. Like we mentioned the other day, make sure you keep washing your hands. Don't just get your fingers wet. Wear a mask whenever you're in highly populated places.
People.
Not the fingies.
Gerald, I wish I would have saved it for when Gerald was here because I knew he would have gotten a kick out of that.
I just got angry. You man, just wash
It
your
was
hands,
funny though. It
people.
was really good.
Wash your hands,
Fantastic.
cough into your elbow. Do the things we teach a bunch of 5-year-olds to do. And that's helpful.
All right, so here's the fun part of today's show.
Mhm.
Not that the other parts aren't fun, but this one's going to go off the rails, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
We're going to do
Always does.
a snake draft of our favorite superheroes in a movie.
Mhm.
So within this draft, we're taking into consideration the character, the performance of the actor, the storyline, all the above.
Yes.
So it's not just one singular, like, I really like that character. I really like the superhero. It's a all-encompassing type of thing.
No, and if somebody takes one Spider-Man, you can take another Spider-Man. That's how this works. It's based on actor and or actress. That's
Yes.
the portrayal of it.
The actor, how much they embody the role, the movie that it's in, all of these factors are being taken into account here.
Yes.
All right, so now that you guys get where we're coming from, we're going to rock, paper, scissors for our draft order.
But the person who wins gets to choose the draft order.
Ooh,
We're gonna make
fun.
Oh, that's what we're gonna
So,
do.
But I don't know which ones. I don't know what's best in a
Oh,
draft order.
I already
to
got
be
my.
honest with you.
I'm hoping I win this because I already got my strategy.
You already got your.
down. Yeah.
Okay.
Ready? So we're doing rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
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 1, 2, 3. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn.
Oh, you
So then
got
it's-
walloped. All
So
right.
then it's you and me.
Go.
Okay.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right.
Oh, dang it,
All right.
Espo won.
Gerald's going first. Lindsay's
Ah,
going
you
second. I'm
would.
going third.
All right.
Wow.
What?
I feel like you just set me up for failure.
I set you both up for failure.
So you're going
That's-
third? Is that what?
I'm going third? So
Oh,
I get.
so you get
I
back to
get the
back picks.
back-to-back picks.
Oh man, look at this guy.
Yeah.
I always hate when we do these drafts because I always wind up going first, and then everybody judges me for my first pick every time.
No pressure, Gerald.
All right, I'm gonna go with. See this. I'm gonna have a Batman at some point, but I feel like there have been so many portrayals of Batman that one doesn't really stand out significantly above the rest.
You're getting Val Kilmer. That's all that's
Oh, stop it! You stop it! I don't want.
Do we not like him?
Nip Batman.
No, that's George Clooney. If you want nipple
well,
Batman,
Yeah,
all right?
that's right. That was George. I'm gonna go Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man with the #1 pick. I feel like they are synonymous now, and seeing anybody play Iron Man would just be weird. Anybody different other than Robert. So
I could give you that.
I'm gonna go Iron Man with my #1 pick.
All right. So Lindsay, you are up with pick number 2.
Okay, here's the deal. This is y'all's game, right? I already know I'm coming into this one with a severe disadvantage.
Yep.
Yeah, you
So-
don't have home court advantage here.
No.
So what I'm going to do, and none of you are allowed to steal any of this thought process or my strategy here. I'm putting this out there, okay? I'm going to go the anti-hero
Okay.
route.
Uh-huh.
Villains who are quote unquote villains, but they're actually heroes in my book.
Go ahead
Okay.
if you want to lose. That's
Right.
fine.
Well, I had to. I was gonna lose one way or the other. At least this gives
We're-
me a
We're
potential
aware.
to
Have-
maybe come
have
through.
fun explaining this to social media. Good luck.
I know social media needs to. It should be a requirement. You cannot chime in unless you listen to my explanation. So with my first pick, I'm going to do Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther as Killmonger.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
You
my
can have
first
that.
pick.
God, you guys just literally making this so easy. My third pick is going to be Michael Keaton as Batman,
Okay.
the man who started it all, and will be back as Batman this year as well. And then my first pick in the second round is going to be. You guys ready for this?
Mhm.
I don't know if you are.
Drum
Okay.
roll, please.
I'm worried.
It's going to be Deadpool. I
Son
got
of a
that's
bitch,
a good
Espo.
one. That's a good one. I didn't
Son
even think about
Of a
Deadpool.
bitch. I absolutely. He was #2 on my board.
Yep.
I'm so
See, that's
upset
why-
right now.
That's why I did. I already won. I just got the two best that you could have. I mean,
Okay.
you could pick Ryan Reynolds in his other superhero role if you want. Go for
No.
it. But, Michael Keaton
I'm
and
so mad right
and
now.
Ryan Reynolds. There you go.
Okay, so now it's my turn
I'm
again.
distraught.
All right, I'm taking Thanos. Surprise. I feel like he gets a bad rap, but he's just
See,
trying to save
Lindsay's
as much
just
of the
going
universe
straight
as he
up
can.
villains right now.
She just picked
Thanos
somebody.
is misunderstood,
Hold on, she
okay?
just
He
picked
has a good
Okay.
reasoning behind his
We need
chaos
half of humankind
to save the other half.
Oh my God. We need to get you one of those Thanos was right mugs. Jesus Christ.
Of course, Lindsay would pick
Wait, I
pick
feel
the
like-
maniac
hold on.
who killed half
I feel
the
like I
world
should
to
do. No,
save
wait,
the
hold on.
other
I'm
half.
gonna
He's an
save Thanos
anti-hero.
for my third pick. Hold on, because we gotta swap this. Because I also gotta think about how this looks like on
Hold on.
social media.
Hold on, no. You already picked Thanos.
Oh my
Espo?
God.
You already picked Thanos.
I'm the boss. I make the rules.
You're the
Or I
boss.
will Thanos you out of here.
Oh my God.
Do we want to play whose title's higher here? I don't think you
It doesn't.
do.
It's not. That's not how
Okay,
it works.
okay,
That's
okay.
literally not how it
Uh-huh.
works. Okay, wait. I'm gonna pick
The
Thanos
pick's
third.
gone.
So
Don't worry,
my
we're not
second pick,
taking him.
I know. So for my second pick, I'm gonna do Joaquin Phoenix Joker. # Eat the Rich.
Hashtag eat the rich. We need to find a way to squeeze that onto the
Wow.
graphic that we make.
Wow.
Lindsay,
Please
did
don't
you
put it on a
did
graphic.
you watch the movie?
I feel like he's got
Okay,
a good
Eat the
story.
rich or kill the rich.
There's a difference between anti-hero and straight up the worst villains of all
But
time.
didn't he? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe this isn't a good idea. I don't know, you guys. I'm trying my
What a
best
bold-
here.
Wow.
Isn't he also
Wow.
very misunderstood and also is against like these corporations and these systems that are set up against the average everyday people?
Did you see the
which
movie,
Joker
Linz?
are you taking?
Yeah, I thought
Are
so.
you taking the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, or are you taking Heath Ledger's Joker?
Which one is a better
Heath
anti-hero?
Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Okay, fine.
Well,
Heath
the
not-
other
Ledger.
one. The other one's.
Well-
Well, look, she's
Shane,
already
I
losing
clearly
this.
need help.
I mean, you can't.
She took Killmonger as her number one pick.
I mean, yeah. Just
Okay,
just pick a
he
hero.
had a
Pick two
good
heroes
idea.
quick, so we can forget.
Okay,
that-
wait. So we're going with Heath Ledger. You guys think that's a
Yes,
better
I
one?
think that's your better choice
Okay,
here.
Heath
Yeah.
Ledger.
For
Joker.
the socials,
Okay,
not in
okay.
terms of who's a better anti-hero. Because I feel like Joaquin's Joker was more of an anti-hero, but both of them are deranged people who killed innocents.
Now I don't know which one to pick.
Just stay with
Just
Heath.
stay with
Let's
Heath.
go to two.
Stay with Heath.
Let's go to two heroes before my brain explodes.
I am
here.
flabbergasted right now. I was already upset by Deadpool being gone, and now you lay this shit on me. I
Hold
don't know what to do.
Hashtag eat the rich. Is Hannibal Lecter her final pick? Is that where we're going last?
That was a
with
great
this
show,
team?
though.
Holy
That was a great
crap.
show, though.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, who's next?
The next is one that has been lost to time, unfortunately, but is as much the embodiment of the character as anyone. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. That's my
Great call.
next pick.
He actually should have gone earlier, probably. to
He
be honest.
probably should have, but it's
Wait,
been a
who did you
while
pick?
since he's been Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
And we have
That's a
somebody
great one.
that's not actually participating in the hero portion, so it's throwing the whole thing off. Okay, so who's
She's
your
out here like the Zodiac killer.
Who's your next? Yeah.
Good lord. My next one, I'm gonna go with Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. Maybe that's a little high, but I'm worried that the people on my board are gonna get taken by you after the Deadpool thing.
I think that's.
I'm bitter.
That's a fair.
So
that's
I'm
a
gonna
fair
go.
pick.
I'm gonna go Chadwick as Black Panther for my
Is it
third
my
pick.
turn again?
Yeah, we already.
Lord
know.
help us, it is.
It's Thanos. Half the universe is gone. All right. So on to my two picks then. Patrick Stewart as Dr. Xavier.
It's a good one.
It's another one that is just synonymous with the character.
Mhm.
I know that there was a different version of it, but when you think that character,
Yeah.
it really is Patrick Stewart there. And then I'm going to go with Chris Pratt as Star-Lord
For your final pick.
for my. Well,
Or
we
wait,
have
is that
one
your
more.
final?
No, that's four.
Okay. Yeah,
that's
you're right.
four. So
You're right.
Star-Lord makes my
Okay.
cut here.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna come back. I'm
Okay.
gonna go Magneto.
Okay.
Okay,
that's
that's-
Just trying to
that's
save
okay.
his
better.
people. I get it.
That's fair.
Magneto.
I'm gonna die laughing when this graphic gets posted.
At
Lindsay, you
this
should have
point,
just leaned into it and just picked all the worst people.
I should have. I was at least trying to make some sort of an argument. Some of them you really can.
Yeah.
Like you can understand it. If you really sit with your thoughts, you can
If you
understand.
really sit on them
Fabio.
until they gasp
Shot in
for
the
air.
chat. Hold on. Shot in the chat is good. Al Pacino is Satan in The Devil's Advocate. Lindsay?
So, I'm seeing Sauron and Voldemort. And
By Fabio, yes.
I don't know who Sauron is. I'll be honest.
Just
Lord
draft
of the
him.
Rings,
Go ahead.
the main bad guy from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay. I feel like
Hold
I
on.
need a
Zenith
Batman.
Phoenix says that Star-Lord is an automatic L for me.
So
What's
I
wrong?
don't think it's an L.
Did
I
he
do
get
think it's
canceled
high.
and I was unaware of it? Like
Not canceled, but he's
the character, not
no,
the
no,
actor.
no, not
okay.
the character. No.
Okay. Fine.
I thought it was a little high. I like Star-Lord. I like Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, but I'm gonna go. Ooh, this is tough because I feel like I need a Batman in there, but you guys are leaving some really good stuff on the board. I'm gonna go Chris Hemsworth as Thor for number 4.
Well, yeah, because you thought I was going to take this seriously.
That's not even a top 15.
He's like
That's not a
he
top 15.
is Thor. Like
No.
I disagree.
Nope.
Like Thor Ragnarok is probably still the funniest MCU movie that there is.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
Anyways,
I don't know.
so
Is it my turn?
No, I got one more pick,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
and I'm torn on this one.
Ramon said no Spider-Mans yet?
Hey, don't throw
Sorry,
things out.
Espo.
I know
I'm not
you're
trying to
not
help you.
participating.
I'm not
in
trying to
this,
help you, Espo.
but you're helping him over here.
Because there is no like consensus on who the best Batman is, and because honestly, let's be honest, to this point, most Batman movies have been about the villains, not actual Batman.
I already got the one true Batman.
I'm gonna wrap up my draft with Tom Holland as Spider-Man for number
Okay.
5.
I like that. I can give you that. What random villain are we going with, Lindsay?
Okay, I have 2, and I'll let you guys vote on them.
You can have both of them.
I have a 6th pick if you want to save
Sure.
it. Can we do 6?
We can go 6.
Can we go 6?
Okay, fine. We'll
All
go
right.
6.
All right, we'll go 6.
Then I'm going to take Poison Ivy, Uma Thurman. Because she's just
That's a
trying to
good-
repopulate the world with some plants and keep us
See,
alive.
I would have given
and
you that one
everyone's
much
killing
sooner.
her plants.
As an actual anti-hero, I might have given you that one a little bit
Okay, well then
sooner.
maybe I'll go back and readjust where I selected these to help me out a little bit.
Lindsay
It's
is
progressively
terrifying
worse
me
to
right
Thanos
now.
at the end.
Lindsay's just justifying a bunch of horrible things at this point. So I get 2. We're going.
Yeah,
6.
you get 2.
We're going 6? Okay.
Christopher Reeve, original Superman.
Okay.
That is the man that started this whole genre
Mhm.
and deserves his due in this list.
Okay.
Now this is where it gets difficult for me.
Yes.
There's 2 that I'm thinking of. You took a Spider-Man already?
I took a Spider-Man.
So I don't foresee you taking
Another Spider-Man.
another Spider-Man.
Watch me. Just kidding. No, I won't.
Watch
I won't.
Me. I'll prove you wrong.
I will take Toby. No, I won't.
No,
I'm
that's I'm between. No, screw it. I'm going with my heart. I'm going Christian Bale Batman. I'm going double Batman.
Oh, you took
on
my
this
Batman.
roster.
All right. That's a good pick to close out the roster.
Okay, my
Wait,
turn?
Yeah, your turn.
All right. I'm going to go Peacemaker, John Cena.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Because
I
he's
like
willing to
that
kill
call.
whoever he needs to in the name of peace. And I think that's hilarious.
And one of the greatest opening sequences in a movie / show
Oh.
ever, with him dancing and with the eagle.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
great.
funny. It's funny.
I'll give you that.
So,
That's the only pick on Lindsay's list I approve of.
It's been that kind of day. All right. So this isn't my pick. Shout out Chris Evans, Captain America. Halle Berry as Storm.
I
Can't
thought you were
forget
gonna
Halle
say
Berry.
Catwoman. I was gonna be like, what?
No.
you
I
and I are
do
gonna
that.
have
No, we
words.
can't. This one is an off the wall pick, and I don't know. I think he's technically a superhero, but I'm gonna go with Hugo Weaving as V in V for Vendetta.
That's almost a Lindsay list there, but I'll.
He's an anti-hero, but
that.
he is a superhero,
Okay, that's a little off the board, but I'll
and
give
that
it to
is
you.
V
I'll
for
take that.
Vendetta is my favorite movie of all time.
that's a good one.
It's a really good movie.
I didn't think about that, or else I probably would have selected that one. at some
I
point.
stole from your board, Linz.
Yeah, you had the same. You had the same idea, but different.
I literally just
Same but
asked for
different.
another pick so I could put that off the wall pick in there for
Okay.
some spice.
I still think I'm going to win this one.
Don't you want me to round it out?
In what freaking world are you gonna win this?
In my delusional mind.
I can justify it. I finished last, which really means I won because
That's
that's what
right.
I was
It's-
going for.
It's opposite day,
Yeah.
The
Espo.
assignment was pick the best or your favorite actors in a superhero role, and she went with Josh Brolin as Thanos, the guy who snapped his fingers and killed half the world. It's incredible.
I want to see Lindsay's
The
version
reason
of this
behind
movie.
it was pure.
Could you imagine in Lindsay's version of this movie, the Avengers are the bad guys,
Yep.
right? And Thanos is the good guy trying to save the world and sacrificing his daughter as part of it. Wow, this is This is unique. I feel like we have just gone way into the psychosis of Lindsey deep
man.
here.
See, no, it's not. Someone's saying it's
maybe.
No
someone.
judgment.
Just a smidge.
See, someone's judging me in the chat for saying that V is like Zorro. Zorro didn't have superpowers. He just had Antonio
mask.
Banderas and a sword.
A mask
and a
sword.
mask.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
superpowers.
To be fair, Batman doesn't either.
That's,
that's
true.
true.
He's just a rich guy.
But
that's true.
billions
A bunch
of
of
dollars
toys.
is a superpower, as we've learned. So
Yeah.
Is Batman really a hero?
Yes.
hold on.
No.
He was
I'm just playing. I'm just
I will
playing.
flip this table and we're gonna have words.
I'm just messing with you guys.
Batman.
I
a
will
super-
say though, based on what we're hearing, I wonder if Robert Pattinson will make this list for any of us because I hear
I've
that
heard-
he's very good in this movie.
You guys want me to
Yeah.
say all of them?
Yeah,
Yes,
give us a
go ahead.
recap.
All right.
Let's run it
These
down.
will be posted on Twitter for you guys to roast Lindsey, but
No, vote for Lindsey.
here's the final vote. It's Gerald with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Tom Holland as Spider-Man, Hugo Weaving for V for Vendetta. Lindsey has Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger, Heath Ledger as Joker, Josh Brolin as Thanos, Magneto, Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, John Cena as Peacemaker, and Espo has Michael Keaton Batman, Deadpool, Patrick Stewart as Mr. Xavier, Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, Christopher Reeve as Superman, and Christian Bale as Batman.
I'm gonna win.
I feel like I'm gonna run away with the social media vote.
I feel like it's gonna be closer than you think between us, and Lindsay's gonna have 0.5% of the vote because she's gonna vote for herself and nobody else is going.
I'm gonna make a million burner Twitter accounts just to win this so that I can rub it in your face.
She's gonna hire a bunch of bots. She's gonna be like,
I
I'll
am.
pay that $50 to get like
I
thousands
am.
of votes on this.
Totally.
We need to make those shirts like the Napoleon Dynamite shirts, like the vote for Pedro, but except Lindsey, vote for Lindsey.
Vote for anti-heroes. Meadow Mike hashtag roast Lindsay. Yes.
It's gonna be so great. You know what? At this point, I feel like with the way that these drafts have gone recently, I just have to lean really far into.
You leaned
Like,
all the
just-
way. You fell over.
I'm just going hard.
Lindsay is the Portland Trailblazers of this draft. She just went, I'm tanking. Maybe I'll get the number 1 pick next time. Hashtag Ramon, hashtag Thanos was right.
Oh man, I'm gonna get you that mug.
I'm
for
just saying,
Christmas.
if you vote for me and we ever find ourselves in a situation where I'm like Thanos, I will make sure you are on the saving side.
He didn't
I'm
pick.
just
It was
saying.
random. Lindsay's even going worse. She says, I will personally select the 50% of the universe that will
Oh,
live.
man.
And these two jabronis next to me
You're
aren't
out.
making the list.
You're out.
I told you that you would make, you were my pick for PHNX Hunger Games. And this is why. Because this thinking scares the crap out
Metal
of
Mike
me.
said
Ruthless.
Lindsay is the MLB of the draft. Oh no.
Oh, barely even showed up.
This is gonna be, well, to be fair, you guys, like, I don't know this space as well as
Yeah,
you. I was
that's
set up for
fair.
failure from the beginning.
That's fair. You had a
I could
strategy.
have researched.
You came up with this idea like an hour ago.
That is not true. I sent
He did
the
post
list
it last night.
At 1 a.m. in the
Right.
morning.
We left here at midnight
Do
and
you
threw
think
it
I'm
out.
going to stay up at 1 a.m. to research superheroes, Espo?
Yes, you should have, because your
No
strategy is not winning you anything. And
No
Coach
chance.
AJM in the chat is completely wrong. He says, I kept it too simple to win. Sometimes simple is the way to go.
I'm just when Peacemaker is your best pick in a draft.
Sometimes
Yeah.
chaos is the way to go.
Oh my God, she is the Joker.
Yeah, I mean, at least you got Heath Ledger's Joker.
Add
Maybe
a
that'll
little
get you.
anarchy into the equation.
We're just all here to have a
Yeah.
little fun.
Lindsay,
That's all.
All you had to do was pick superheroes. That's what the chat said.
Well, listen, that was too much. That was too hard. I didn't want to. I didn't want to participate based on the rules.
See, the way you spun it, I thought you were gonna pick. You were going anti-heroes, so I'm thinking like, okay, maybe like a V for Vendetta, or
I feel like there's a
like-
lot of people on my list who genuinely
Or like a
probably deep
Deadpool.
down have.
Heisenberg.
Heisen.
I
His
mean,
superpower is science and
Blue
ruthlessness.
We're not a superpower.
They're like the villains that you low key feel a little bit of empathy for.
No, you're no.
I mean, look, okay, so I will say, in your defense, I will say they did a magnificent job in those movies of making Thanos a more complex villain.
Also, to be fair, I never watched the last movie of
Oh
that
my
series,
God,
so
what
I
the
don't
fuck
know
am I even
exactly
arguing?
how it
You didn't even know what his endgame was. Literally, because you didn't watch Endgame.
I was trying to throw you a branch, a rope, something.
Oh my god.
Throw you a raft because you're drowning over here.
Sean, I don't know who Loki is. That's the problem. I hadn't
Loki
seen
would've
that.
would have been a great pick.
Loki would have been. Yeah, we could have worked
I
with
don't
Loki.
know
Yeah,
who Loki is. Like,
Thor's
I know
brother.
who they are, but I don't know
Tom
his
Hiddleston.
story.
It's as in your picks were low key bad. All right.
Yeah.
But
They were high key bad.
They were just bad. All right. As they said in The Dark Knight, Lindsay, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
That's where
You've
I'm
seen
at.
yourself become the villain.
I
in
have
this.
become the
Some men
villain.
just want to watch the world burn.
Ramon wants us to do a villain draft now.
Let's
I
do it.
would
That
be-
one I
that-
might
Lindsay would
actually be
select-
better at.
Lindsay will just select. I'll take Superman as the first pick because I'm picking anti-villain villains.
I can
yes.
make the argument that some of your superheroes are villains. I'm just
He's
saying.
an alien. He.
All right, that's enough. That's
Thoroughly
enough. We gotta
disheartened.
leave. We gotta go. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please vote for Lindsay on the Twitter poll that's going to be posted on our Twitter page at PHNX_Sons, because Lord knows she's going to need all the help that she can get
She's got third person
in this situation. Just do it. Just do it.
This is her Joker origin story, right?
Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you as always. Thanks for joining us in the chat. If you're listening to this on an audio platform, be sure to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. If you're in the chat, hit that thumbs up button before you leave. Any final thoughts or words, gentlemen?
No, you've left me speechless.
I'm scared of her now.
You're welcome. You can follow me on Twitter at Lindsey Smith AZ. You can follow Gerald at Gerald Bourguet. And of course, you can follow Espo at Espo. Espo, take us home.
Remember, the only true villain is Robert Ory. Ahoy, hoy.